So today on Project Shop, I'm going to finish this 130-pound transformer that I at least got out of the case. It's first thing in the morning over here. You see the sun there. And you can actually see the horse. Just a couple minutes ago, there was a whole flock of what I can only assume was some wildlife before we get started. I got a, I'm gonna, they must see me coming already. Wow. Let me approach them from behind the bush. There's a whole bunch of them coming through the field. Look at that. Beautiful morning. Tomorrow we got our cows coming. I should get out a rifle and pick one of these things off. Get some turkey. Thanksgiving's coming up. So another thing I'm going to be doing is rounding up all the ballast. So I've been out here working, kind of a mess. I've been trying to keep it as clean as possible, working on the dirt. But I got a whole thing of ballast here, and you'll see all this in another video. I got these ballasts here that I've been saving, and then I have a whole bin that I need to go through. And today I'm going to shoot this video. We're going to process this stuff, and while this is cooking, I'm going to get over here and pull some more copper out of that stuff and probably cut these other little transformers. But when we're done with the transformers today, I'm actually going to start pulling stuff out of this shed. Wow, is that another snake skin? Holy crap. It's crazy how it's up under my light. How he got up under the light like that. Dag. Look at that thing. It's a decent sized little snake. I wonder where he's at. Huh. Why he's in this barn. I hope there's not mice or rats in here. I haven't seen any mice other than a dead one on the floor that I found when I first moved in here. But snakes, I don't want to get bit by a snake either, and I don't know what kind of snake that is. I mean, we do have poisonous snakes in Florida, but it's probably a rat snake or a yard snake or something. I don't know. But today, we're going to venture into this mess and try to make sense of it. I need to get some shelving up and get things kind of placed where they need to be. Because this stuff out here needs to get sorted. We got concrete coming. We ordered some pallets of concrete because we have a 10 by 12 shed I need to build over there. We're gonna put it on a pad. Anyway, I'm gonna get a fire going, and I'm gonna round up all the ballast. Oh, here it is. We have another thing of ballast right here, and I think there might be some ballast in here. I don't know what's in here, but we have ballast there. We have ballast there. So I'm gonna sort all the ballast, separate the electronics from the magnetic ballast, and then whatever little transformers got copper, I'll cut real quick. We'll see how much. See if we can get another bucket of copper. We can get another 50 pounds of copper today. That'd be a nice start to the day. So I'm gonna go build me a little cook-off. I gotta round up some wood because I pretty much burned everything. I actually have some wood on the other side of the shed. I'm gonna use some bigger logs. So while that's cooking off, we'll do some other scrapping and sorting and get our stuff ready. You know, each time we liberate a bin, man, that's money in our pocket, and a bin that's not in the way, and you know, we're sorting. We got so much stuff to sort. All right, we got that transformer in the cooker. Tell you what, these shopping carts actually turned out to be a great deal. Now, I got a little bit of my black diesel that I mixed up and help this stuff kind of cook off a little faster. Huh? I guess it's going off by itself. So we'll let that cook off for about an hour. Then I'll come over here, blast it with the hose, shock cool it, and then we'll get that up on the table and see what a 130-pound steel transformer yields in copper. That fire's nice, man. Feels good. It's nice and cool out here today. We got a nice cool breeze coming off the field over there. I'll tell you what, it's actually shocking to me how cool it's been out here. I thought being where I'm at, away from the ocean, it was going to be hot and stagnant, but so far it hasn't been the case, man. It's been beautiful out here. So okay, we're gonna go do some scrapping, let this thing cook off, and we'll get some copper in the bucket today. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm gonna sort all the ballast. These ballasts here are from another video I was doing. I pulled out of a bunch of fixtures I got. They're all pretty much the same, so I'll check one. If they're copper, we'll run them. If not, they gotta go. Then I got these two bins here. This I know is ballast. This I thought was ballast, but looks like it's just full of a mix of stuff, wire, looks like trash maybe, I don't know. There is a couple little ballasts in there. We got some ballast up here. So right now we're just going to separate all the electronic ballast from the ones that we're going to cut later with the jaw. And then once that thing is cooked off, we'll come back out here and pull the copper out of it, and then that might be it for today's video. Actually, for a couple days. Actually, I might video in there what we're doing. It's a mess, so I'm going to move that trailer. We're going to pull a bunch of stuff out, set some shelves up, and you know, dial that in, because I just can't work like this anymore. I need to sort that. Plus we got concrete cutting, so all this stuff needs to move right here, because I'm going to start right there with the first slab, second slab, and I don't even have to move anything. I can do the third slab here. I will have to move this table to do the fourth slab, another slab for the thing over there to free up some space, get the lawnmower out of here, get the four-wheeler out of there, and just have another little, like a little yard tool shed. So okay, got the stripping table cleared off, and got a little pile of that's a mix. I'm actually going to pull the number 1 out of there. Number 1, number 2 insulated. That's just a mix of scrap I need to process, electric motor, a whole nother bin of ballast. We got a whole nother other bin of ballast. Got a couple more ones I'm going to cut and check. Now what I learned to do with these is I cut them with the jaw right on the end here, right? And I liberate this piece. I can peel it back. I get in there and scrape it and see if it's copper. If it's not copper, I just put it back together and throw it in the bin, and then we don't lose no weight. I throw it all in there, even the piece I snip off, I don't care. And I did just find 3 more that need to go to the cookout, but unfortunately I think our cookout is over. We're gonna go check on it. All right, guys, give you a little update while the cook-off is. I think it's probably all done cooked out. It actually rained earlier, so I was actually in here clearing out a part of the shop. So I basically I had to move some stuff outside, stuff that wasn't, you know, I wasn't too worried about getting wet. And we moved a bunch of stuff over for now temporarily. And then we're going to start in with our shelving. So we got a nice clear path back to the back here. Tomorrow I'm going to pull these out, these two units, so we can go ahead and go all the way down that line. I'm probably going to move the mill because I want some heavier duty shelves over here. And then I want to put, I need to rotate the mill back up, and I want to put a shelf across the top of the mill so I can store stuff up there. I just got to figure out how all that's going to go. I might have some help coming tomorrow. And also I put an ad in the paper, or not the paper, I guess you could call it the modern day paper, Facebook Marketplace, for a local somebody. And man, we got so many. My wife put the ad in there, and we wind up getting so many freaking responses. But we actually found a guy literally 5 minutes down the road, young dude in his early 20s, seems to know what tools are. I basically told him, hey man, we're going to be pouring some concrete. And turns out his last job was pouring concrete, sidewalks, patios, driveways and stuff like that. So that was a nice little find. And it's just crazy, like men and women responded to that thing. But yeah, I think I found me some local help, which is always good. But tomorrow my buddy's gonna come over. We're gonna run some shelves down here, get this wall shelved out, at least to the thing there, and then we're gonna run it down there. Now unfortunately I don't have the time to insulate and panel this. That would be the nice thing to do, but unfortunately we just ordered a lot of concrete and a lot of other stuff. We got cattle coming tomorrow. We got a lot of stuff going on over here, so unfortunately the insulation and panels will have to wait probably until I move out of here into another shop. Me and my wife already discussed we'd like to use this to park my Mercedes, park her car, and then in the middle here, since we're going to be basically butchering our own cows, we're going to get big freezers to store our meat. You know, we're getting as food independent as we possibly can, as fast as we can. So that's good. Next Saturday I got my buddy coming over, works for a big generator company. He's also an electrician. He's going to help me figure out what we can actually pull off of these panels. He's an electrician, you know, and Oliver's great, but he's young, he's still in school. This guy's been doing this stuff for 30 years, so he can tell me right away what I need to do, the materials. You know, we need to get some 220 on the back side of the building. We need to get 220 over here. I need to know how much 220 I can run out at the same time off of that panel. We got to figure out where that panel's being powered from. You know, this place got some weird, it's got some weird stuff with the electric. So it's not bad, and it's nothing like my last shop. My last shop was crazy. But anyway, just wanted to give you a little update. The reason why I wasn't filming this because my wife was helping me. She don't like to be on camera. But I am going to update you as this goes along. Maybe I'll film tomorrow as we build the shelves and sort some of this stuff. The AC units and this thing, I don't know. This is way too big for anything that I can even fathom thinking we're going to use. I might just maybe put it for sale, see if anyone's interested in it. But unless you got a mansion, I mean, this is probably 150 gallon tank or something like that. I don't know, man. It's a huge tank. I know the one we put in the house was 80, and this thing dwarfs it, you know. So not sure what I'm going to do with it. Originally I was going to use it to heat and store waste oil for running through the centrifuge. I don't really think I need that at this point. I just hate to get rid of it, man. It's practically brand new. The guy said they literally just put it in and then they were demoing the place, and I pulled it out of there. So same thing with these 5-ton units. It's crazy, this one and that one, they're both 5 tons. Probably gonna pull them out of here, clean them up. There is a guy that puts a spray on these to make them last, and you know, I don't know what he's doing. I think he's just clear spraying them. I don't know, but I'll look into that. I do want to clean them up. I mean, not that they're bad, they're practically brand new, but I don't want them getting damaged, because I don't know what I'm going to do with them over here. But I know what I could do with them on the other side when I build my shop. We're going to have a whole shop under air. And, you know, if I do 2 buildings, or eventually, the goal is to do like 3 buildings, or 3 buildings and then eventually connect them, but have them at like a U, and then a huge pad in the middle. I don't know, just a thought. We got the space to do some cool stuff over there, but got to figure out the mill. I really have no way of getting it off this pallet, so it's probably going to stay on the pallet, which I don't mind, because I'm kind of tall and it's easier for me to work on the thing right here, except for the drawbar. I'll have to stand up on the pallet. I don't know, we might build an A-frame and put it on the floor. I don't know. The thing is, it's just not going to be here permanently. I figure with everything we got going on and what it's going to take for me to pour the big slab and to pay for the shop, it's probably going to be about a year or so before I can do that. You know, if you could just hit that like button and watch all the YouTube videos, because that definitely helps. And we're trying to reach 50,000 here pretty soon, and then hopefully that kind of kicks us up into another tier on YouTube. Man, you should have seen the spiders today moving all this stuff. There was one, you can see all the spots. I was blasting that guy down there. There's some big boys in here, man. That's another reason I wanted to clear this. Definitely at least going to try to seal the outside, anything from getting in. But the one I found in a bin, I don't even know how he got in there, because I had it bagged and then it was in the bin, and it had a big old spider sack, and it was in a bin with all my end mills for the milling machine, and something moved in there and crushed the spider sack, and all the little spiders came out. I hosed them down with some WD. I figured that, I didn't know how, like, you know, insect killer, if it would rust my parts, but the WD did pretty good. Anyway, that's a little update, and I'm gonna go out there and finish that transformer here in a little bit, but I was just doing this while it was raining. Oh, and I just want to say thank you to John Daly. This is my nice knife that he got me. I did find it. And
Your
Adam
wife found it.
Oh, my wife found it, yeah, in a bin. And then Adam W, I want to thank you for all the gloves and safety glasses you sent me. Now I can work outside at night with my safety glasses and not have to wear sunglasses. All right, it's later in the evening, and we got the 130-pound sealed transformer. I cooked it twice. Looks like we got a little bit more, but this side was really deep, man. I don't know. I think what I might do is cut this side and then chip back a little bit. I don't know if I'm gonna chip all that off, but I could put this in a hydraulic press and push that out. I don't know. What I am going to do is clean this up a little bit with the chisel, a hammer and a chisel. I don't have my air just yet. We did pull out a 220 air compressor, and I'm going to stuff it back up in here somewhere so it's not out in the weather, but I do got to run 220 to it. So I can't use the air chisel. I think the air chisel would make this, you know, happen really fast, but I think I'll do pretty good with the chisel right here. We did make some headway. I do have my air chisel, a little Chief or whatever that is, Big Chief. Still doesn't compare to the one Steve had, the snap-on one. So, but once we get it set up and we got air, we'll get back to proper stuff. But hey, you know, I like to be able to do it with just bare tools, hand tools, you know, whatever we can do. You know, if we had no power tools, how would we do it? And this is how we're going to do it tonight. So, I mean, I am going to use power tools cutting it, but, and probably the press, but, oh, and I did get my proper safety glasses and some gloves, thanks to Adam W. It's been freaking raining on and off all day. Why this thing is not definitely not warm like it was the other day. See, that stuff is still glued on there a little bit. So I'm worried about this section back here being, just gotta hit it really hard. I think actually it did a good job. Oh, there you go. You got to hit it with some authority. That was actually okay. I'm gonna clean the sand. This sand is something else, man. I don't know what that is, but it's like little black balls. I'll tell you what, that glue and that sand, a lot of the weight of this thing, because it don't feel like it weighs nearly 130 pounds anymore. So this thing's bolted together. I'm wondering if I take those bolts out, will this come apart like the other ones? It might. I don't know if I got it that hot though. Let me go grab some ears real quick, and we'll hit that with the grinder. I'll tell you what, I am a big fan of this steel cutoff, the diamond tip. Back when I used to cut concrete, our blades would cut through steel, no problem. But depending on the type of steel, you would run blades that have softer matrices, or you know, some blades that were designed more for cutting through the steel and the concrete. But we never had like a blade specifically designed for cutting straight steel, or not that I ever ran. So I'm pretty impressed with these, man. We might have a pin. I don't want to mess with the diamonds too much. I think I am going to go ahead and cut the coil, but I don't see that's not coming out of there. I just screwed myself with that one, so we're going to go this side. So what we're going to try to do, I probably should put this up on 2 pallets. Being that I don't think we can, I don't know if it'll penetrate all the way from the side. That's going to be really close. We're going to try it. Nice. Now it is Wow, that is a lot of copper dust. I probably should have put up a board. Look at all that. That's a lot. I mean, I doubt it's going to register on the scale, but if you were doing a lot of these, you definitely want to save that. Now, is this, oh, is this going to come out? Or do we have to press it? You just smack it with a hammer. See what she says. Oh, I think it's going to come out. Obviously the press would be the way to go. Whoa! See, that's the only problem with smacking it with a hammer. Start mushrooming out that copper. But it's going to come out real easy. Okay, was it worth it? So we know we had what, 132 pounds? Let's just say 130 pounds. Let's do some quick math. And we'll put this on the scale. We'll weigh the steel. copper, see if it was worth selling it as is or breaking it down. Now, the time it took me to break this down, like, I put it on the cooker and walked away. Didn't seem like I did cut the thing open, which I'll go grab. I got the thing there, the case, and then I cooked it again. I probably, that first time, if I would have just sat here and beat it out, I probably could have got this out. I might have had to use the press if I didn't cook it twice. So actually, time messing with it really wasn't, I mean, that really wasn't that long. You know, when I was cooking it, I was doing something else. So it's not like I just sat here and did nothing. So let's see, selling it off as is. Now, I don't know what your yard would have paid for that, but that would have been like a ballast, you know, a sealed transformer, which would have been 15 cents. Okay, so at 130 pounds, I think it was like 130, it was a little more, but it was, let's just say 130. At 15 cents a pound would have been $19.50. So let's see what we would have gotten out of the steel. And then we'll weigh the copper and see if it was actually worth it. Okay, we got 77 pounds of prepared steel. I'd even say that I would get away with selling that case as prepared. It's pretty thick. So at 8 cents a pound, it might have gone up, but we're just going to say 8 cents. $6.16. So, you know, we're like 13 something away from even breaking even. Might have been a lot of dirt in there. All right, let's just hit the tare weight. Actually, let's just get this right off the scale so we're not got any funny business. Back to zero. See how much that little piece weighs. Whopping 3 pounds. So that's 12 bucks right there. 14.5 pounds of number 2 copper. Okay, 14.5 pounds at $4 a pound. That's $58. Plus the 616, you're looking at 64.16. That's more than tripling the original price. Now minus the 1950. The difference, whether you sold it or you scrapped it, you would gain a $44.66 by breaking that down. Now, like I said, if you just cooked it, walked away, and you know, the little cut that I made opening that up and the cut I just did there wasn't even, you could definitely do this in 30 minutes or less. I mean, if I had a bunch of them and I was doing this all day, you know, or whatever, that could be broke down in less than 30 minutes. You can gain $44.66 in 30 minutes, which is not bad. You know, I mean, obviously you gotta cook it somehow or another. If I had the incinerator, it would have been much easier. We could have just put it in there, cooked it. But you know, we have basically free wood that I've been burning. Didn't cost me nothing for that, just 5 minutes setting it up or whatever. And I also, while I cooked that, I cooked a whole bunch of other ones that are still out there. It just got kind of dark, but there's probably 4 or 5 other ones out there that I cooked with it that I'll mess with tomorrow when I do these ballasts. So we got a lot more copper coming. So I mean, that was, to me, breaking that down was well worth it. Now what would really sucked if that was aluminum. We would have lost our butts on that one. But tripling our money, you know, from the original, gain $44 rather than selling, I would scrap that all day long. Now, obviously not all of them are going to be the same percentages, but that was a pretty big boy, man. And I've had other big ones like that in the past, and they've always paid, man. You know, like I like to say, man, when they weigh, they pay, you know. If it don't weigh, it really don't pay, like aluminum. So we got a copper rig to process here. I got my little Bernzomatic torch. We'll take that right apart, clean that up, and we got a bunch of ballasts tomorrow. We still got the big boy stator. We made good money on the rotor. Now it's time to process those stators and this stuff. I think I'm going to finish the transformers. Things kind of got away from me today. We did a good job in the shop though, man. I'll tell you what, we're going to be back at it tomorrow doing something. Hopefully get some more copper in the bucket, maybe get some shelves up. I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, but we'll figure it out in the morning. I'll see you guys then. Thanks for watching. I'll tell you where we're going, right to the scrap yard. Dancing. You ever seen your copper dance before?